Hey guys, how are y'all doing? So good. I hope everybody is ready for a good show tonight. We're just kind of hanging out. This is JC with Asylum of Life and Courtney. We
With
are
Filament
winging it
stories.
tonight. Oh, what did I say? Courtney with stories.
We're really winging it. I mean, we're
We are
winging it.
winging it.
We're majorly winging it.
Guys,
Major.
just so y'all know the guys coming in and as we get people here and everything, we are just, we're going to do this once a month. We don't know what this will be. We've got some ideas on the direction we want to go with it. But y'all can help us shape it as we have conversations and everything. So y'all jumping in. Hey, Lego, how's it
Lego's
going?
here. Hi. Oh,
Chris.
hi, Chris.
It's Chris. Didn't I just see Chris?
No, that wasn't him.
Hey. So yeah,
And
so
Lego,
guys,
and
we just go ahead. You keep going. Say hey to people, and we're winging it. I
hey, bro.
am rocking gummies tonight, so I'm ready.
Oh
Well, you
man,
got any snacks over there, Courtney?
I have only one thing.
Oh, there you go. What is that?
I will have to open it in a little bit.
Oh.
So yeah, so let me tell you, we had, so we were supposed to start at 8 Eastern, and then I would tell you, except for it's too complicated, so I'll just sum up. And then we had people stop in right before 8, and they wanted to see the guinea pigs. And my daughter was like, they're upstairs. And so everybody was upstairs, and they were like, can we feed them something? And anyway, and we adore the video, the guinea pig. I said the videos. I saw, read something
Thanks,
and
Brody.
you say it. I saw Brody's videos. Yeah. And so I had to go downstairs, and then I got some stuff. And then finally my husband was like, hey, you're supposed to have been streaming now. And I was like, oh,
Right.
Anyway. So yeah, we are totally winging it tonight. First of all, I have a
I want
question.
to know more about the drink. What was that drink?
Oh, I was at the grocery store today. It's Sycamore Super Fresh. It's super fresh. It's a beer.
Always
I
drinks
haven't
the
had a
most.
beer in a long
Oh,
time.
ooh, she always
And I
drinks the most
thought a beer,
interesting things.
it's a pint, but it's
Oh,
anyway. I haven't had a beer in
okay.
a long time. Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Tommy.
All right, so I have to tell you all, if you have not seen Asylum's latest, is it on YouTube or is it both? Is it
What?
just YouTube? The clip video, the
Oh
ship clip.
no, it's on everything. It's on YouTube,
I thought was so great.
Twitter, blah blah
Oh
blah.
my
It was
gosh.
fun.
Wait, I have a question for you all. Okay, and like Asylum looks really. He looks like he's sort of watercolor. The resolution is bad, but it may be on my side. Does he look
Does
okay
it
to
look
you
bad to
guys?
y'all? She looks fuzzy on my side. I look fuzzy on her side. We're wondering what
Okay.
it looks like out on YouTube,
Hopefully we're
on
both
the
not
on the tubes
fuzzy.
and the twitchies. Hey,
Hamtronics.
Ham.
That's a great name,
I know I
Hamtronics.
do. Hamtronics. That's
So
awesome.
yeah, let us know if we're both looking sketchy. We had a plan today to, like you had said, one is, oh, he does look fuzzy. Okay. Now,
Okay,
do
I'm
I look
always
fuzzy
fuzzy.
too? Well, wait on that. So here's the reason. Well, I don't know if it's the reason, but we decided I look fine and JC looks off. Okay, so that's what I'm getting on my end. And every time you connected, so JC said, hey, there is a tool that maybe you want to use called Restream. And I had not heard
Yep.
of it. And so I started looking into it today. And let me tell you, if you guys are doing streaming and you're doing social media on multiple platforms, this thing is really great. Aside from JC looking fuzzy.
Well, and that's probably me. I live in the middle of nowhere. My bandwidth is horrible, so it's probably one.
Hey, Stingray.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, Stingray,
You know,
how you doing?
back in the day, they called those a bustle. You need bustle. Can you 3D print a bustle?
A bustle? Yeah. So Raybert and I have known each other for a long, long time, but I have one very special memory of when you and I spent time together, and it was not a good. It's a special memory to me, but it's a bad memory in that 9/11 happened. You were in college. I was down in Atlanta teaching a class for IBM, and we knew each other through we were in the same Quake clan, and oh my gosh, we were like, and
Quake.
right, yeah, Quake. And so yeah, he came up to my hotel, and we just because I canceled class. I had one student that was like, the World Trade Center's been attacked, and I'm like, we're trying to teach class, and you don't want to encourage everybody to, and then somebody was like, no, it's bad, this is serious, and we all decided to end for the day. And yeah, Ray, you came up and we hung out, and just, it was very sad, but I'm glad that you were there. And I had, Steak and Shake, I know. Oh my gosh, it was really weird, right? Because he came up, we went to Steak and Shake, they were open, we got some food, and then we were like, it didn't make any sense logically that, could anything else happen? And we were like, well, this hotel has 5 floors. We could be a target. But
Right.
everybody felt really unsafe because it was a big unknown. So I'm sorry to bring a downer, but that was such a tough time. But I have a great memory of being there, Ray, because otherwise I would have been alone in Atlanta.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a crazy day in everybody's life, no matter what. I mean, I was in Mississippi and we felt it. My wife was up here. I was a waitress at a restaurant when it happened. So everybody has a memory of that day.
Yeah.
I really do. Hello from Colorado, Blackman.
Okay, we will move into happier times. So I have to apologize for JC looking fuzzy. I think it's my fault. But yeah, so from a streaming side, so this restream is really neat. So do you want to explain it and why it may be my fault?
Yeah. So restream. Well, I don't know that it's your fault. I think it's my fault because I live in the middle of nowhere. But
listen, I'm trying to take the blame. All right, stop it.
I understand. Okay, I'll give you the blame. Go, take it. You got it. Restreams is a really, really cool service, and basically, most of the time we're always trying to figure out how to get to multiple platforms and stream multiple places at the same time. Like if you see in our chat, we're watching Facebook, we're watching Twitch, we're watching YouTube, and we're watching 2 YouTubes, 2 Twitches, 2 Facebooks, because we're both using one stream to a server that's taking it out to all these other places where we want to. And so we have a lot of people watching. We're really, really excited. Hi from Canada. Good to see you, Rodney. And so this service, not too bad, $19 a month for the low end. You can go on up and pay more depending on what you want. But basically, it just takes the one stream you send and it sends it out to everywhere else. It brings all the chats in together so that we can actually see everything. We don't have to follow all the different web pages. Courtney can see the ones coming through my channel. I can see the ones coming through her channel. So it really joins it all together in a really, really nice way. So it's been kind of a learning curve trying to get some of the stuff up and running, but we're going to get there. This is something we're going to do on a monthly basis. We're kind of dedicated to that at this point. And Echo. Yeah, she said she was going to be a stalker tonight. So she's going to stalk us.
You should have changed your name. We wouldn't have known it was you. Okay, Ray.
I know, right?
Ray,
but Loveland, we're going to be here.
Loveland, Colorado. Are you near Loveland?
We'll be in Loveland in April 5th.
I heard, yeah, I know, because I haven't seen Ray for a number of years.
Okay.
Aurora.
Awesome. Okay. Well, if you are near Denver, you're near Loveland.
Okay.
Loveland is just north of Denver.
So, okay, let's do this, because as much as we could talk about certain things, you had a list of what we were going to talk about tonight. Grand Junction. Ooh.
So I was working on a list. I'm going to pull my phone up here and see if I can find that list.
I feel like I'm printing you. If I was printing you right now, you would be like with a 0.6 millimeter layer height. Yeah.
You're killing me.
Hey, Jason. Hey, oh wait. Hey, Starforge 9.
So we were trying to come up with just different things to talk. And guys, as we talk about this, let us know if you like the thing out. We want this to be a program that gives you knowledge. We were actually talking about kind of names that we wanted to call this today. Courtney's got a really cool idea. And so we're just really trying to simplify 3.
What was my idea?
You don't remember your idea? But slice or something like that?
Oh, yeah, sliced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really like the Melt Zone, which is Tom Sunlatter and Stefan Herrmann, CNC Kitchens podcast that they do, and they talk about the latest happenings in additive manufacturing, not necessarily like industry side of things, but maybe leaning that way. But a lot of, like the guy who has the 3D printer that prints upside down and fits inside a filament spool box. Yeah. Anyway, neat stuff like that. And so I said, we could just talk about stuff, about news, because if we come in here without an agenda, JC and I have the ability to. Your wife says she's like, you guys just can chat it up.
Yeah, it's like brother and sister kind of thing. We don't stop.
Minus the fighting. Minus the fighting.
We haven't done that yet.
Not yet. I'm sure it'll happen.
So I'm working on pulling up my document right now, so keep talking.
Let me tell you something. JC is the epitome of organization. If you need somebody to be organized to a point, and I'm pretty organized beyond anything, he will do it. He'll say, I'm going to start a new project for that. We'll just do this. It's been great. Yeah. So Loveland, if you all have not gone to a maker fair, a rep rap festival. And by the way, I just think that rep rap is backwards, right? Because it is the fact that 3D printers are able to replicate themselves, right? You get a lot of the parts on a 3D printer, and many of them these days are 3D printed. Depends on, well, I guess it depends on the company, but it's rapid replication. So rep seems like it makes more sense to me. Does anyone know behind the scenes why it's? Oh my! Hey, Chris Quarters. Oh, hey, Chris Quarters. How you doing? Hold on.
I'm looking up the dates for that's called RMurf is what that is. That's happening in Loveland. What are those dates? You remember? I'll find the dates.
It's the April 22nd and 23rd.
That's what it is. April 22nd and 23rd.
What date? Yeah, 22nd, 23rd. I just dropped some stuff on the floor. Hold on.
Hey guys, hey Chris.
If you have, and see, I have it right here, Chris. I haven't put it on my, oh, look, handle with care, do not crush, fold, or bend. So this is, I'm going to have to open it now. This is called a P-flat. And if you have I guess you can put it, this is a good question. Can you put it on, I mean, I've only put it on a flexible build plate, but can you put it on glass?
I don't think so. I wouldn't think there'd be any reason not.
Where is it? Oh, this is all wrapped up so nicely. Okay, so this is, no, I have to show you. Hold on. I'm going to get, oh.
You're going to make me go run and get something for show and tell, aren't you?
No, I got a lot to show. Okay.
I have a few things.
So I'm going to show you.
Oh, there we go. Chris Quarters says, yes, you could put it on glass.
Okay, so Chris would know because I got them from Chris. So if you're interested, they're called P-flats because you're doing something. And I thought, I will tell you what, excuse me, I got a hair. Where? Okay, got it. So I thought, the one I didn't look at how expensive they were, but I thought what it was is you would put something on your build plate and then you would print. And when you removed it, it would come off. It would be attached to it. And so I thought it was a one-time use before I looked into it, Chris, and was talking. And it's not that at all. It is really an interesting technology. I'm going to pull this one and show it to you. See if I can get it in the camera. Okay, so can you see the glittery, right?
Yeah, those are always
a strip. Yep, this is a strip from a full sheet, and they come in full sheets that you would then attach it to your bread. It is magic, right? It's magic. These colors are based on how, like, micro scratches. It's not scratched, right? But it's micro changes in the height of this, so that when you print with it and you take it off, this pattern is also on your print, and it really is magical. I thought I had one.
Cool.
Do you have? No, you don't. But it's definitely, so they are like I think it depends on this, but like 30. Chris, I apologize. Oh, diffraction grading. That's magic, and you got diffraction grading, but it is really neat. Now
diffraction grading. Oops. Yeah, it doesn't sound the same.
Yeah. So here, this one, and it doesn't last forever, right? But here is one I have on one of the Mark IIIs. And so you can tell it's a little bit, and so I try to print over it, but it's nothing has happened to it. And this is a Prusa, and so it does the self-leveling, but if you mess up the Z height and I have, anyway, I've crashed it into here and I've thought that I would have destroyed it, and you can, but it also is pretty resilient. I've been amazed. The other thing that's really neat, imagine 1,000 tiny prisms. Oh, that's a really great way, 1,000 tiny prisms. The other thing that's neat about this is, and Chris, you were the one, I was like, yeah, they've been really tough. I did scratch one, but I had to try really hard. I mean, I accidentally tried really hard. So what's neat about it is that you really, if you get one, don't put any, I mean, you don't want to put any glue stick or anything because you need it to touch this directly. Right. But this grabs hold, all those micro diffractions grab it, and it's just so neat. So anyway.
Yeah, I'm about to buy some. I'm actually working on some guitar picks right now, and I'm going to be buying the P flat and printing the picks on there to give them an interesting texture.
Adelaide, hello.
So
hey, Peter. And people from all over. This is great.
I know.
Okay, so
well,
this is
going on Facebook, so there's going to be a lot of people that don't normally watch you over on the YouTubes.
I know. I hold on. I have my
technical.
Yes.
I'll show you a tip.
Oh, I have a tip. I've been told.
Oh, a tip.
If you click on a chat,
okay.
Yeah,
you can show everybody.
I forgot about
that the other day.
We knew that.
There you go.
That's right. Hey, look at this. Oh, okay. And then
awesome.
we'll show that Chris is saying that, yeah, from the 300 by 300, the larger size. Anyway, it's definitely, I think the fact that you can, my original goal was that I wanted to print something, and so I needed to put it on there. Can you take it off? Yeah. Yes, you can take it off, but I'm just leaving it on. And yeah, I mean, yeah, eventually I'll take it off, but it's great. And some of this is my fingerprint, but there are pieces of it that are worn. But yeah, this is, until I saw it in action, it's really hard to see. Like Krizia of So Printed, who has been, oh my goodness, she made the most amazing dress. If you ever seen her sew printed, SEW printed, just is so neat to see the things she designs and turns it into clothing. It's flexible filament and flexible filament, and it just, oh, okay, thank you. JC just private message me. Please take the text off the screen. We saw it a while ago. Okay, one practical thing Ray would like to print is a new utensil holder for the dishwasher. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's see what we can find out. Can printer filament withstand high temperatures? Absolutely. There are a lot of temperature. Well, first of all, there are filaments from an industrial grade that, can be really, really high, part of a jet engine. Yeah. So, but now, are you going to go look, Asylum? So what brand is your dishwasher, Ray?
Keep going. I'm going to look for
Peter,
we can find.
I am doing great. I'm sorry that JC is fuzzy. We're trying out this new Restream thing, which the great thing about this, if I'll jump in, if you got in later, is you are streaming on your channels, right, JC?
No. So what's happening?
And I'm streaming on mine. Huh?
The own place. Yes. So basically, I'm sending video to you doing this on your Restream account.
Okay.
And so Restream is getting my video and your video, and it sends it to a server, and then that server throws it out to my channels and your channels. And right. So there's only one stream going between us.
So if you all are content creators or Bosch, okay, good. That's so, and we have a Bosch too. Maybe we can print it and do a test. And if we can get it printed and tested. Ray, do you have a 3D printer? I don't know if you have one. I didn't ask. Okay, but yeah, so we can get it tested.
There is a utensil separator over on Thangs. Actually, it's over at printables.com. I'll pull it. Show the other screen. I'll pull it up on my.
Show the other screen. Oh, this one. Hold on.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me get to my computer.
I'm gonna turn you off. Okay. Oh, you know what? You're wiggly. Let me shoot. Let me see if I can pull it up myself. what's the name of it? Bosch dishwasher. I'm just looking for Bosch dishwasher. Maybe. It got very quiet. Okay, now let me. So I've got Bosch dishwasher. I've turned Asylum off. I'm turn you
All right.
I'm going to
Are we
turn
back
that
now?
off. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Hold on. Computer view.
There we
Did
go.
that work? Yay.
Good job.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I know. So this is, so which one is it? Oh, utensil separator? Ray, is that what it's looking like?
I would be the one he's talking about. Hey, Peter, I love resin. I've got a couple of resins myself. We even have the model of the printer there, of the dishwasher printer on the brain.
See, it says warning, use PET G. So that's telling you to, I'm going to, Ray, send me that. Hold on, I'll take a note.
We would have to know what the internal temperature of the dishwasher is going to be.
Or do you do your dishwasher at super high? I mean, PET G is going to be fine. They're not going to.
I would think so. I would think so. If it could survive a car, I would think it would survive in a dishwasher. Average dishwasher runs at 130 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, that'll definitely survive.
Yeah. And we've got higher temperature stuff. What did I do?
Real man. Are you getting in the dishwasher? Is that what's making you you're climbing in the dishwasher and running it hot?
Okay, so wait, I should come back and okay, anything else? So yeah, Ray, anytime you've got,
and you muted yourself. We're learning, guys. We are learning here. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. We're excited. Oh, there she is. She's
no,
back.
keep going. Keep going.
Okay. We're excited. Y'all are here having fun. We're trying this out tonight. When we are learning, we want to make this a monthly thing. So y'all keep coming back. We're listening to a show that everybody can enjoy, just have some fun. So thank y'all for jumping in. And yeah, message Courtney. We'll find out all of these
Message me.
dishwasher.
I'm in your Discord. Yeah, I'm in your Discord. Okay, so what did you have? Because we were like, oh, we're gonna have specific topics. We can do, what are you printing lately? I can show you my huge stack of worms.
And that's the other things I wanted to do was what are you printing? Really, basically, so over the next month, since it's going to be a month from tonight till our next show, over the next month, what's a project that we can be looking forward to that you are working on right now?
Oh, well, I've just printed. So you all saw this Valentine's Day.
Awesome.
And this is the vase mode rose. And I have some tape here because I am working with a very special filament, not this one, that will apparently totally destroy your build plate. So I'm protecting it. So anyway, so this is vase mode, and oopsie. And I'm going to glue it on with some glue because my son's teachers, both of them coincidentally, have birthdays this week. And so, as is tradition in my son, and it used to be my daughter's school, you bring in a flower, and all the children in the class bring in a flower, and then the teacher has a lovely bouquet, which is nice. But there's, yes, except for I don't have flowers in my yard. So the only way I can get a flower is to buy a bunch at the grocery store. And so I'm buying a bunch, but only using one. And so I feel like, so in any case, I like this a lot. Well, one, because I'm like, you can pick out any color you want. I got it. And he's got another one.
Should go buy a bunch of flowers and take one out and give the rest to you. I'm
Ray,
just saying.
You know me. I'm not like a kind of flower
ideas. He's listening. He's listening.
Oh yeah, he's in. My husband's in. Yeah, they're pretty. So my daughter really liked, so 3D Print Bunny. I adore her work, just because she's always doing something new, and her Patreon is like it's like every day. There's no, originally I was like, oh, I want to print that and I want to print that.
You keep talking. I'll be right back.
Wait, who? What? You're going? Okay. She came out with an articulated model, and let me find a good version. And it was just this little worm, right? But he's really cute. Is this the head? And he's got a little mouth. Wait, was this the head? I got to get the mouth. And he's got little eyes, and he's going, oh, You see it? So I use this as an opportunity. You'll know if you watch filament stories that I'm fond of rainbow filaments. And so I printed these on the bamboo because she wants one for each of her classmates. And by printing 6 of them at the same time, you get to see how it passed through the colors, right? And so this is, but I didn't make it all the way through the rainbow. So I did another 6. And these 6 make it through, hopefully, no, here, something. So you see how we've got, now we've made it all the way through. Oops, I'm in the wrong one. So we made it all the way. We're just missing
I
some of the
gotcha.
purple
I
ones.
gotcha.
So I really liked this, and it's articulated, which, you know, is fun. And I'm giving them away. And the one that she did initially first, this, you know, you learn stuff when you're doing 3D designing, and there were some suggestions that someone made that the little feet, right? You see the little feet, have them actually connect to the center because they were falling off. So here is her first one. And I did this one on the bamboo. So this is actually two filaments. But if you'll notice, the feet are not connected. It's hard to see. Hold on. I got to get this camera going. See, the feet aren't connected. It's so hard to see. So when you take it off the build plate, a lot of them don't come off and you have to glue them back. But this one's cute. Oh, you can see the face better with here. See the face? He's going, wah.
Yeah. That is pretty cute. I do like that face.
I'm sorry.
Now, what model is that?
Right,
That's interesting.
It's
that's a really interesting.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. I don't know. It's like articulated worm. So anyway, I have a lot of these now. A lot of them.
Okay, that's cool.
Let's see. I have other stuff. Do you have stuff to show? You're wiggly.
Yeah, I do. I'm getting mine ready right now. I was gonna show something real quick.
Okay. Hi, Puck. Hi. Sorry, I was showing stuff. I didn't get a chance to say hi back.
So here's the project I'm working over the next month. A lot of y'all know I do product photography, and I do just different things for just companies. I worked with 3DF for a while to get the photography and stuff done. Amazon and the different places that they needed artwork and videos and that type of stuff. And I just signed up.
Nope.
Hey, I'm in the corner with a new company that I'm excited about.
Dang it. There you are.
Oh, there I am. And anyway, Cookie CAD. I'm really, really excited about these. And I want to try something real quick. These are 2 brand new filaments that they have. This is called Dark Magic. And it's kind of this black glittery. I'm going to try with the lens here in a second. And then this is called Witchcraft, which is kind of this interesting purpley blue. It looks more blue on the screen. And let's see. I wonder if I got this. Hey, Courtney, turn my other screen on.
Turn your other screen on. Okay. Would you like you to be off and the other screen on?
Yeah.
I can show those filaments up close if you want. So the Dark Magic reminds me of, shoot, what does it remind me of? I need to check what it reminds me of. So can you, yeah. Did I make you silent? Oh, shoot, you're silent. You're silent.
Right.
Sorry.
Make that, so drag that photo, the one I'm trying to take a photo of, drag it to the larger area and it should shift.
That?
There we go.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So there's that. That's my little macro lens. Hey guys. Hey.
Hey,
so that is the Witchcraft. Look at that. That's just a beautiful, beautiful filament. Look at the glitter and everything. It's just really, really, really nice. And then let's see. Give me a second. Get this other one out. Now that was the Witchcraft. Now this is the Dark Magic. Let's see if I can get it in one of the bigger holes. There we go.
You want me to show these?
You can. Is it showing up decently over there, or is it just really bad?
You're still. It's just the resolution is not great.
Okay, that's fine.
It's like
I'm trying.
I know you are. I just think it's. I honestly, you've got better connection than this. I think something's up. Okay, so let me.
Anyway, okay, you can. You can take that
So
off, and there we go.
here's the witchcraft. See if that's, you see it there? No,
Just
wait, dark.
really,
This is
really pretty.
witchcraft. It's really pretty. It does remind me of, so it's just got an iridescence that's very pretty to it. Now the dark
You can turn the
magic,
other screen off.
does it look like another filament that I'm really fond of?
It might.
Okay. Yeah, so I got a box in the mail and I figured it was something I ordered from Amazon. And it was new Cookie Cat. So these are new Cookie Cat colors. And if you have never, it's got a weird aspect ratio. Oh, the JC? Maybe
Yeah,
your aspect ratio.
say again.
I'm wondering, Ray's saying it's got a weird aspect ratio. I just don't know. I mean, we rebooted everything and got back in. And so
Yeah.
we have more bandwidth here than JC does. And so we decided to have me host instead of him. We got it.
So Echo just said burnt titanium.
That's what I was thinking. Let's find out.
Yeah, Ray, I'm not sure what's going on, but we will figure it out. But yeah, no, so they've come out with several different new filaments, and I know y'all can't see me, but there are some really, really, really nice filaments. You head on over to Cookie Cat and look at it. With my bandwidth the way it is, I can't even jump into their website right now. So it's very difficult. I apologize for that. I live in a community out in the middle of nowhere, but I can still get gummy bears. This is not sponsored by gummy bears. Ask us your questions, guys. I've got a few other things we're going to go through here. I've got some interesting, if you're somebody old like me, I've got some interesting stuff I want to talk about down the road. I've got an interview coming up with a couple of people, just some things we're going to tell y'all about. She has gone into the closet, Wizard Voodoo. Yeah, okay. Yep. Totally get that. Well, Ray, I'm not off the grid, but I'm adjacent. Off the grid adjacent, maybe. But yeah, a WiMAX is what I have, and 6 isn't that fast. But good news is 2 weeks ago they were running fiber down my road, so I'm excited about that.
All right, I got some filament.
Ray was talking about the weird aspect ratio. Ray was talking about was just on the camera, the way it was zoomed in.
Oh, okay. Oh, I made you sit in the corner. All right, so let's look.
It's okay. I keep waiting for ask for what different tools are over on the wall.
Okay, so this and this. Super similar. There may be variation with print run. It's close.
So that one is witchcraft.
Witchcraft here.
That's witchcraft. So it's kind of a blue purple.
Nebula purple. So they may be the same manufacturer, but I have told people so many times that if you have a company and they're having a bigger manufacturer make the filament, it doesn't necessarily mean there's anything bad. It might even be that it's better because you've got a company that's bigger, that has more buying power to get better materials, that has a lot more understanding with the additives that they need to do to make the filament print really well. So yeah, what was the really cool purple? Okay, the really cool purple this is brand new from, if you're talking about this one, this is Cookie Cad, right? And this is Black Magic. Oh, turn your other screen off. Hold on. That was the question. Okay, let me turn okay. And then the other one is, oh my goodness, an actual mouse. So turn that off. Turn you off there.
The Dark Magic. Yeah,
you know, you could just say, I like what it, instead of saying, hey, Courtney, turn my other screen off, he like texts
me. I'm trying not to interrupt you.
Oh, that's all right. I never stopped talking. Okay, so now this is, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of these things is not like the other, right? And it's this one, mirror image. Okay, and this one is Wizard's Voodoo. and this is Strong Hair 3D. And there is a Wizard's Voodoo that was made by Filamentum that is quite similar, but not the same. But these three here all look very similar. The question is, are they different from print run, from batch runs, or are they different runs? Two of them happen to be called burnt titanium. So,
Oh, that's interesting.
And I know that they are not, that they're ordered from a bigger company. So, but that's okay. Yeah. So this one is made in China, burnt titanium, but this is Flashforge. And Flashforge doesn't make their own filament. Yeah, because they have. Cool. And then this one is burnt titanium. And this is, if you like this is gorgeous. And this is from Sparta 3D. And Sparta 3D has great, they've always had great filament. And so some of these companies that are selling a good bit, they're not going to have a bad, they'll get rid of a brand, of a manufacturer if they don't make it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so, coming back onto what we were talking about. Yes. So that's my project I'm working on over the next month. Some of the stuff I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going live, showing them my process of how I take these photos, things I look at, how I edit them. I'm going to show you how they print. I'm doing temperature towers. I'm doing accuracy checks. And then I'm time lapses of all the prints and everything I do with them. So those are the things coming up for me in the next month, at least some of them. Do you have any top secret projects this month we can know?
Yes, I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay, she's going to leave.
Secrets. Yeah, tell some secrets.
And I'm really to the corner
what
again.
Happened?
But
what happened?
It's never good when you hear sweetheart. What happened? Hey Timothy, how's it going? Good to see you. My friend Alien just said hello on the phone. He was on a get here. But if y'all have any questions, let us know. Courtney is off taking care of a couple of things, and I'm relegated to the corner. So I will try and show you stuff. Like I was showing you a second ago. Hey, Courtney, you have a lapel mic on. I can't get her. Chris, if you're listening, can you please tell Courtney that she still has her lapel mic on?
I told JC to hold down the fort. Come on.
Hey.
We can get that.
I'm gonna have to make a phone call here, guys.
Did you like it?
Real quick.
Huh?
So hold on one second. They're gonna interrupt this family thing, and I'll let her know she has a lapel on. It is pretty funny. It is really funny.
Okay. It's here.
I don't want to cover her family
thing.
You know so let me jump on this phone call and see what's going on.
Thank you for Grayson. If
sorry, I'm just going to be laughing over here.
God, I'm sorry.
I'm going to be laughing for a little bit.
Turn my mic off.
No, the phone. I think she just figured it out. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, we can get back on track now. Apologize for that.
I forgot to turn my mic off. Did you hear that?
I know. I was trying to talk where they couldn't hear you saying things.
No, it's okay. I can give you. I just didn't want her to be upset. I'm sorry. I guess it's like you all didn't really. My daughter wants to take a bath, but she likes to take a bucket of ice, get it really hot, and then get in, and then put the ice in, and it just makes her happy. And I'm like, okay, but she couldn't find the bowl, and Dad left, and she asked for help, but sorry, guys. It's one of those things. What is my all-time best item to print? Yes, sorry, guys. Thank you all for being so understanding. I know. I hate.
Yeah, bathroom sounds. I know. So we were talking about a top. Do you have any projects you're working on this month that you put on? Do shorts for that you can tell us about ahead of time?
A lot of these.
Is that okay?
A lot of those. Now let's see. Yeah, I do have. Yes, I have a project.
Ooh.
And I'm doing it because of you.
No, me?
Mm-hmm. In thanks, not yeah.
Yeah, I forced her to.
Okay, I forgot to turn my mic off. I'm down here out of frame, and I'm talking about. I know.
So, yeah, kids and grandkids. I actually skipped the kids stage and went straight for grandkids 3 kids, and they're starting to have the grandkids. And so I didn't get married until after that. So I skipped the child phase. And I'm getting into the grandkids, which seems like the best way to do it, I think. But that also means I don't understand a lot of what my wife went through. But ooh, PP print. This is looking interesting.
Print. We got lots of stuff.
Yes,
Keep
adopted kids,
going
yes.
with the story. Yeah, the
Yeah, very
grandkids.
much.
I'm like,
very intrigued.
sometimes I'm like, man, if we were at the grandparent stage, we could like sleep.
Well, that's what I was telling them, is I skipped the child phase and went to the grandkid phase. But thank y'all for jumping in. Keep asking your questions, guys. After we finish here, we're probably going to run over to TikTok and do a little more. And feel free to stalk us as we run away. But that'll be around 9ish or so, so we have time.
Embarrassing child thing. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna change over.
So, this PP print stuff is pretty interesting, people.
It is really interesting.
It really
I want
is.
to talk to you guys about it and maybe get any advice you have. Oh, adopted grandkids. Okay, so
all right, I'm gonna look at my list and talk about stuff on my list while you're doing your thing. Yeah. We're trying to come up with topics to talk about, guys, because we definitely want to make it something that's interesting for y'all. We want it to be interesting for us as well. And so any things y'all have, any things you want to know that we can research, we'll be happy to. You can send it through Instagram. If you go to the website, which is filamentstories.com, you can communicate with Courtney. And if you go to asylumlife.com, you can communicate with me. That's real easy ways to get a hold of us. And so we definitely want to make this something that is interesting for. And so when you're ready, Courtney, and I will shut up. I do want to. You're good. I do want to say, so on Sunday nights, I'm going to do an advertisement for every Sunday night. There's a live. This particular Sunday, the last Sunday night of each month, Courtney and I will be together. She may join. She is welcome to join at any time she wants to, so she can come in. And in a couple of weeks I need to find my graphic since we've run into some issues. I can't display my graphic. On March 19th, I'm going to be interviewing Shadow Inc. 3D. Do you know who Shadow Inc. 3D is, Courtney? You remember her? Yeah, so very interesting 3D printing TikToker. She has taken a little bit different route than most of the TikTok people, 3D printing TikTok people, or we call them print talk. Print talk, and her numbers have shot up and everything. So I want to talk with her. She's past 2,000, and I want to talk with her about how she got there so quickly. She started January 16th. And is already at 1,400 followers in less. I know, right? Isn't that crazy?
I didn't even make you big. You had to sit there in tiny form.
It's okay. It's okay. Sorry. I'm used to it. So we'll be interviewing her. Oh, the bird thing. I love the bird thing. I know.
This is because of you. So we'll do this. I want to come back to that. So you sent me this link, and you actually didn't send me this. You sent me an article that was somewhere, and it's just such a great little idea. So let me get back to, okay, so let's look at this. It's 2 pieces, and you've got the actual piece you see here, and where's the second piece? You see the second piece there. He clamps it on. So the way that this works is any signpost, right? Oh, you've got one. Hold on. I got to go. Yeah, hold on. Oh, I tried to send you to the moon.
Just drag me to the big place. There you go.
Yeah. Just like that.
I know I'm fuzzy, guys, but you can go. That's the first part. And then that part goes into the sign like that. And this actually clamps around the outside of the sign and holds it in place. It's a really neat idea. And it holds bird feed. And Courtney's the one who really showed me this. You have to make sure that you don't print it with any bottom layers. Yeah. so you can get the grid. That way the bird seed will stand there and the water will drain through.
Let's see if I can get it. I might not focus, but yeah, it really is. They said it's very clear what they said in there. Actually, this is much better one. This is in PLA. But it's great. So it's a fast print, and oh, by the way, just show you this. This is that one of the new Protopasta filaments. Check that out.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's as far as I've gotten into it, where they have a repeatable pattern. So yeah, so you can do it in anything. So I was picking up my daughter from school and I said to my son, here, quick, hop out. Let's see if it fits. But the thing is, once you lock it on, it's locked on. Now, somebody did say, don't be good to the environment. You're doing a good thing, but don't be a bad thing at the same time. So I went to the polypropylene, and the polypropylene is the most common plastic that we have. It's the most plentiful plastic, and it's food safe, and it is a little bit bendable, so you can get this off later. And so it's food safe, so you're not worried about whatever. So I have some birdseed, and I thought I don't know much about birdseed, but I got the non-debris kind.
Yeah, that was good.
And the reason I got that was because if it's on my back porch and, you can see all of the shells that they've opened, that's one thing. But if it's out in public and there's all the shells around. So I told my son, my husband was out of town skiing, his second ski trip this winter. He's got a third one coming, and it's in my master plan so that I can go to Murph, Earth, and maybe Rapid TCT and Smurf. I'm going to Smurf. Ray, there's a Smurf.
Woo-hoo.
The Sanjay Mortimer Rip Rap Festival, and that was in England, so I want to go to that.
Okay, so there's a question. There's a question in the chat. I'll ask you. You were talking about the polypropylene, and we know propylene glycol is part of PET-G. What other potential filaments are food safe, and what do you know about safe filaments? What can you speak to that?
Yeah, there are. Well, and of course, it depends on the country, right? And so there are some there are some in the PET, right? Because if you get a soda bottle, right, and that's PET, and then what they do is they add the glycol to it to make it easier to print. And that, depending also on what colorants you add, right? I mean, if this is a hazardous orange, so that's another thing. But as nice as it sounds to be 3D print something that's food safe, and what Ray was talking about earlier, Ray Burt, who's in here, he said, hey, I've got a part that's broken on my Bosch dishwasher that holds the utensils in place. Is there any way you can print a replaceable part for it? And if it wasn't designed, somebody could design it. If it is designed, you want to pick something that is temperature resistant, how hot the dishwasher is going to go, and isn't going to be releasing chemicals in there. But since you're not going to have your food or your utensils sitting on it in a while, that's not a problem. The big problem comes with, you say, oh, I have a food safe filament, and so I want to print something that I'm then going to hold a liquid in it long term, or I'm going to hold beans in it or something. And while it might be able to hold the liquid and certainly could hold the beans, anytime you 3D print, you now have a porous material, even though the filament itself was completely food safe. And so bacteria can get all up in there. So really the best advice, and there are a lot of filaments will say it meets all the qualifications for food safe. But you want to then find, and I've got, I can't remember if it's over here, but you have something
can use
that
a resin or something to seal it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, that's the thing. You also have to remember that if you're going to do food safe, you got to make sure that you have a nozzle, a hot end that hasn't used anything else, because there can be stuff in that could seep into whatever you're printing. And so you want to make sure that you've got a pretty that you have a dedicated, say, to do anything food safe if you're even thinking about it. Is resin food safe? I got a couple more questions here, and then we can
do that, and I'll talk about this, because this was related to the food safe, but I can hold it. Okay, go ahead.
So in theory, resin would be food safe because you're curing it. It is UV cured, and it should be done. The only problem is I've run across some resins off gas, especially if you have hollow things within it or it wasn't fully solid. Resin can off gas pretty bad, and that can be an issue sometimes. So just because you've cured it and they say that it's food contact, because there's food safe and there's food contact safe. You know, you got to be really, really careful. And resin, I would not, man, resin can be pretty bad. I would not mess around with that. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, I have a friend. Well, you may have heard of him, Mars Gizmo. He does
Mhm.
he does some short form content, and he was like the king of short form content. Came around, and we were like, who is this guy? He's got 1 million followers. But he said a lot of people don't realize that it can take up to 6 months, even though you're curing it on the outside. It can take up to 6 months because the uncured resin is completely toxic. So, but if you've got it and it's opaque, it's like a gray. I don't know if you can. Well, no, I won't point. But yeah, if it's like a gray, so UV light is not going to penetrate all the way
Right.
in. And
Right.
so that's why having it completely hollowed a lot of the slicing. But that is, yeah. And he had said, I have seen people resin print things, cure it, and give it to a child. And he said, I do not think that is a
Yeah.
safe thing to do. So that is, again, it depends on where your level of risks is, right? Everyone is willing to take some risks are less risky or they're willing to take those risks, and everyone needs to make their own choices too.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, like
So,
when I was talking about putting these up, somebody said, oh, you better be careful, this is not a good thing to do, because you have birds who are they've made it through the winter before, and now you're giving them this, and they're becoming dependent. And he said, just do that carefully. There's always a
well,
catch, right?
yeah, and you have to read all that. And I mean, my wife does the bird stuff, and we're very careful in that there's a certain time in the fall that our bird feeders go out. They stay out all winter, and we're about 2 weeks from picking them up. And so winter is a really good time to do bird feeders, but after, during the summer, you want them out finding their own and going on into food. Somebody's talking about printing food, 3D printing food. Now, I'm invested in several meat printing companies that they've
What?
cultured meat. Yeah, they've cultured meat and they
Whoa.
grow the meat and then they print it out. We've seen chocolate print. There was one at Earth. They had a chocolate printer. You were talking about printing candy. So yeah, the food printers are coming. I'm sure at some point in time they're going to be blending bug and printing with it too. So who
Who
knows?
just had Ellie on? Somebody just had Ellie on there.
On YouTube or something?
Yeah, Ellie, who owns Cafe Press, which not Cafe Press,
Cocoa Press.
Cocoa Press. Thank you. I knew that was wrong.
Yeah.
Cocoa Press. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a really
but
neat
yeah,
chocolate.
That chocolate printing is really neat stuff, and that is specifically designed a whole system, and you're printing on like a Silpat, so that's designed to be completely safe from that standpoint. But yeah,
Right.
the meat printing, I'm really interested in that. You and me will talk
it's
offline.
really, it's really interesting. Oh, so
There's
jumping
more
into what you
questions. Hold on.
have there.
I want to talk about this, but we have several more questions that we missed. The alcohol ink, no, but I have looked at that.
You have some. Your husband got some with the Rocket One.
He does have it, yeah. Who is it that? Oh,
I know Uncle Jesse's used some of it. No, Akuma
Yeah.
Mods has used some of it.
I am completely blanking on his name, and I cannot believe he did the Echo. He did the co-extrusion, this homebrew co-extrusion. Why is his name completely blanking on me? Anyway, Echo's going to put it, and I'm going to be like, oh yes, of course. But he did something that was really interesting. He said, "Go ahead and print, Joshua. Thank you." Joshua, yeah, he did something neat, and he said, "Okay, I'm going to print it in whatever the resin was," and he said, "Then I'm going to put the alcohol ink. I believe it was the alcohol ink in the IPA, and it got on the print." And it absorbed. It was really neat. You should look up. Yeah, I need to go look into it. But he didn't print with it in there. He added it at the end of the process, and it absorbed into it. It was neat. It worked great. Mix in the cup before adding to the vat. Yeah, I really want to do more of that, but I have an allergy to the resin. So
yeah,
I just say, if you're printing, let me know. So wait, there was another question. Let me see. I'm going to scroll back up.
Oh, that's me. Ooh, I'm buzzing.
In a cubic. Wait.
Oh, you're going way back.
No, I'm not intending to. I just scrolled really fast. Oh, this is when Puck was saying hi.
Cricket protein
Okay.
is coming, Hamtronics. I can promise you that.
Cricket protein?
Well, yeah, I mean, bugs are the new protein that they're starting to talk about and do, and there's a lot of different products coming out. They're starting to do protein meats. Oh, here's what she's drinking.
It is a super fresh beer, and it's pretty fresh.
Oh, I need my effects. Super fresh.
Super fresh. Oh yeah, there are like effects. Okay, there are things you can do like fancy effects. No. I can't even turn my own mic off.
Super
We're not
fresh.
going there. Yeah, we'll do it next time. Candy and a cookie. Wait, Raper said wait is resin food safe. Okay. Oh my gosh, when you test if they're watertight, we'll put a shot in it. If it's not, that's a great idea. Oh yes, he did it with glitter. Somebody else had a question. I can't remember what it was, but I will say that first of all, the polypropylene is neat stuff, and I want to put a video out on this because this company, PP Print, which they're German, and they only make one thing, polypropylene, because they were like, we want to be the best at making polypropylene, and so it has a really interesting, it's a rubbery mat, and of course I've added it to the Mark III just PEI sheet, and so this is fine. And then I added on top of that this because I was trying to do some testing on it, but it has this interesting filament that you use, and I don't have an IDEX printer, so it's this interesting interface filament. It's kind of like a dissolvable supports, or can be, but not dissolvable. It kind of like, and what's interesting about it is you print normal PLA temperatures for both the polypropylene as well as this. They have numbers. I can't remember any of them because this
the
is
interface.
the 723 interface. I had to write down which was what. But yeah, they're all named. Yeah, even this. There's only one thing that, but it has a number, and there's only one of those. But it's quite expensive, but it is the most wonderful stuff because you can print with it side by side with PLA with an IDEX machine. And then it says you heat it to 100 C for non-destructive removal. And what's really neat about that is I have used it as a raft, and that's fine. But having it all up inside a model or you have supports, it turns, like you put it in boiling water, right? And it turns gummy, and you pull it out, and it has a really nice finish on your model. Okay. It's really nice.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I've never messed with that. That's one of the reasons I want an IDEX printer is I want to be able to use some of that like water soluble stuff.
Yeah. Peter, cool. Definitely email us. Should we do sales or let's do info. Do info at filamentstories.com. But yeah, I'd like to see that because I was trying to, we had a lady whose daughter, we met her and she saw, and this is the mechanical room. We were in the mechanical room in my house, and we have bowling alley carpet in here, and we painted the wall. That's a concrete wall behind me. And the heck was I saying about the?
I'm not sure. We were talking about.
I'm not drunk. I swear. Wait. What were we saying about what?
We were talking about. You were going to saying contact us through info, but beyond that, I'm not sure where you were going with that.
Oh, I don't know. God, normally I'm not even drunk. I swear I'm not drunk. I haven't had a beer in a long time.
Newmark Filament. That's the question we knew. Someone was having an issue with Newmark Filament. Do you have any experience with
Newmaker? Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Newmaker.
Newmark. My brain.
I'm going to remember what I was saying. And Ray, I know you know me from years back, and so let me look up something.
All right. So she's going to look that up and everything. I learned something really interesting today that I'm excited about now. Being a child of the 80s and old enough to remember things. things. The creator of Calvin and Hobbes is back,
What?
and he's starting some new projects in New York. I'm really, really excited about that. I know that's a silly thing to be excited about. It doesn't have anything to do with 3D printing, but if you're a Calvin and Hobbes fan, I'm excited. That's going to be some fun stuff.
I am, and I was waiting for my children to get to the age, like my mother would go to the used bookstore, and so I would go and I would get books, and I have probably all of them, Bloom County and Calvin and Hobbes, and I have a whole stack of them, and my son has gotten to that point where he's like reading them, and he's been like, anyway, I think Bloom County, he's not really there yet, because that you have to have a little bit of you have to be a little whack. For that one. Well, and also the Far Side. The Far Side was great, right?
Oh yeah.
We're aging ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, Newmaker Filament. I have used Newmaker Filament before. Oh, would you look at that on their website? I was gonna point you to our video, and look, it's on the newmaker.com website. Well, that's nice. So the filament that I used before of theirs was, as you see in the video, a blue, and it was an HDPLA base, and it printed really nicely. So I'm going to look here, shop, to see.
Canyon, what filament are you using? Is it a PETG, a PLA? Where do you try? What are you printing it?
So I had the PLA Plus.
Yeah. Okay. And they're saying that they're having blobbing on the prints.
Oh, blobbing on the print.
Yeah. Done temp hours, dried it, etc., but getting blobs. So it is a PLA Plus red.
It's a PLA Plus red. So that would be because that PLA Plus is a really good base. So they are using, so it's PLA, polylactic acid, but it's not 100% PLA, and we know that because it has at minimum a dye in it. And so the PLA Plus and NatureWorks is maybe they're the largest provider of PLA in the world. I can't remember, but even a lot of the higher end 3D filament making companies in China are ordering the NatureWorks, and there's different numbers that you can get, and that PLA Plus can be annealed afterwards. But most people, like I'm printing with Protopasta tonight, and you have like a nice clear look, but if you anneal it, you're going to lose some of that. But I don't need this to be extra strong. I just need it to be pretty. So blobbing.
Yeah, see, that would normally, to me, that would be a retraction, or you need to do some type of extrusion calibration or something. I'm not sure.
But it's only with that filament?
It's that filament on 4 different machines, apparently.
So that's, yeah.
So it couldn't be that. Because retraction is like that.
I love this debugging you've done, though, right?
Yeah.
Because, I'm sorry, I was a software developer. And so when someone comes to you with a fully qualified, I have this problem, and I've already eliminated all of these variables. That's great. So on 4 different printers, it's not the printer. It's not, all different companies. Yeah, only on Newmaker.
That's really interesting.
All right, let me think about that. And anyone else in the chat, jump in. But I talked to the owner of Newmakers. This has been whenever that video that they have on their website came out, I talked to him at that point, and he was a really nice guy. He wanted to have a really good quality product. So
okay.
Black
Canyon, email us at info@filamentstories.com, or if you go to the website and go to the work with us on the website, just you can input something there. That'll give us your, and we'll look at that and see what we can do.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Okay, just a moment. Okay, can you see where I'm going with this? I know. I'm so excited about our website. Let me just show you because I'm so excited about it. Okay. Is it? No, I did the wrong
Put me small in the corner. Put me small in the corner.
I know. And so let me tell you, JC made this site amazing. You did so much work to make this site, and I am so grateful for you. And you came down and like, I'm just sorry, I got to brag about you. Like all these little pictures, like these little spools at the top, And then even I mean, you got all these little images, this little, I don't remember what filament that is. And look, there's NatureWorks. That's NatureWorks, one of them. And there's a master spool. But anyway, you made this site look amazing, and I'm so excited about it. But yeah, the work with us tab, if you go in and work with us, and you can, and really, we're not actually trying to track any information. We're actually not tracking it, are we?
Nope. No, we're not.
No,
I mean, it goes to an email.
Yeah, it just goes to an email. That's it. And so I can respond and say, oh, hey, Stan, or hey, Tina, thanks for emailing us. But yeah, send us that, or you can just send it to info app. Always shut the window, dagnabbit.
All right.
All
well,
right.
Ooh, there's our link tree.
There's our link
Hey,
tree.
there's Courtney.
Yeah, there's me in a great pose. I'm gonna go here quick. Filament companies. Oh, something else. And I was very excited about this today. Like and a lot of you, if you're just printing, and that's fine, and you don't, but because be sure if you want to get into content creation, that you really want to get into content creation, because let me tell you, at the beginning, you have a company contact you and they're like, oh, maybe we could give you a spool of filament. And you're like, you want to send me something for free? Yeah. And then, but then after you get a little bit in, and I had 2 content creators told me this, and they said, it's actually going to be more work than you think. And it is a lot of fun. You guys can't see me. Dang it. I did it again. Hold please. I'll just go back to camera, but it is a lot of fun. You get to meet, I was just trying to end the stream. You get to meet people, and people are so nice and genuine, and they've got questions. And if you can answer questions, and then you help people, and it's great fun. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Asylum /JC?
No, /JC. Asylum. Everybody calls me Asylum nowadays. No, I mean, I enjoy it. I have to control myself when it comes to the making of content, because I can go crazy and nutso with it. But I'm trying to do more of my stuff on the back end. So I definitely, in helping people, I really enjoy when people contact me and ask me questions, and I like helping people solve problems. That's one of the things I really enjoy doing. So
Yeah.
no, I think it's fun. It really is.
But, yeah, I mean, it is a lot of fun. So, but before you get into it, know that it's a lot of time. It's a lot. And my children, who are wonderful, they're like, oh, they actually hated Filament Stories for a while, because they saw how hard we were working. Because we were working, and then we were working. And I've heard Joel telling, I saw a video where he, Echo has, oh, look at you. Echo's going in with the advice on the side. Yeah. I was actually going to think about what it might be. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it is a lot of work, especially because people ask questions, and you feel obligated to, you put a video out, people ask you a question, you want to help them. All right. So let's go back to.
Oh, wait.
Ooh, what?
Check the only reason I could think about reduce, when she said reduce flow, that because I was thinking about the flow of the filament and stuff like that.
I should make you big.
Check the width of your filament. See if it's the right size. It should be 1.75. If it's slightly off or greater, if the diameter is even slightly off, it may be pushing more filament. So that reduce your flow might be the way to go. But check the diameter of your filament.
You know what? That is a great point too, because most of the companies have they're checking. Hold on, let me make this like this. Most companies originally, when they were checking, the diameter to make sure it was within 0.05 millimeters, right? And then at another point, they were doing this and this, right? And so now a lot of them, if they're checking the diameter in three different axes, which gives them a really good idea. And so if, again, this is all, over time, things are improving, but if a spool is out of tolerance, a lot of times at any point within that run, the spool gets taken off. Right. And some of the companies that are producing it, I've heard that their employees get those spools because they're not bad. It's just if they said 0.05 and it went to 0.07. Right. But if the spool is, if they didn't catch that.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Check your flow and everything. That's a good catch. Good catch.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite?
Wait. I was going to say something. Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Go.
So one thing that I was really excited about, and so we started content creation, and that's why I went like off on a Courtney tangent, which was, hey, if you get into content creation, it's absolutely wonderful, but it does take a lot of time. But I remember wanting to know, what the heck do I buy? Not you, me, and go over here, and I'm going to go to the computer view. Okay, I'm coming back. I got to click extra buttons here. But we have about our gear, and I'm so excited about that. Now, some of these things we use more than others, and we've been doing this for a while, and so we put stuff in there. I think we left off stuff that we didn't, but if you are interested in lights or whatnot, and we didn't put the crappy stuff up. Now, and I mean crappy, that's not true. The lights that I have on me now, where are the lights? Here we go. Lighting gear. The lights that I have on me now are full spectrum lights, because originally I was like, oh, I'll get this. I can get $100 and I can get 2 lights and 2 tripods, and that was fine. But then we fought to get color accuracy with the models, and we couldn't anyway. So I just, and again, Asylum, you made that page look so beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. So yeah, that's a neat place to go look. Not that our stuff is the best, but it might give you an idea. It was a great resource, and so I had somebody ask me a question today, and I was looking up in my Amazon list. I was searching for purchase, and I was like, hold on. I was like, it's all right here. I can't tell you how excited I was for this website. Okay.
Yeah.
Echo.
And I have that on my page too. You can see the stuff that I have, and I do videos on that I use. So like these little ring lights that I'm using, you can see the reflection TV back there, but these little ring lights I'm using, I've got some stuff, videos on that. I've got more professional lights in my studio area. So anything you're interested in, those are good places to start.
The ring lights actually do a really nice job. There's a guy I watch. You know how you have like the guilty pleasures, right? Okay. So this guy, he is a very nice young guy, and it's called Urban Rescue Ranch. And I'm watching him in part because he does such a great job of hooking you in and then keeping you, and it's just funny. But he's got a prairie dog called Big Ounce, and he's got all these interesting animals, and he's in Texas. And so things like there are companies or places that are raising kangaroo to hunt them, wallabies. Wow. And so he's saving these. His goal is to try to rehome them, but he's a hoot. And I'm watching him because I'm like, I need to learn from this. So, and he does where I got to this, he's doing the entire thing. He has like 2 million followers or something with an iPhone. That's it.
Right. And this is a light I found at Walmart, $35. And that's what's on me up there. And they're really good lights. I've got a video on all my channels on YouTube, everything, TikTok. It does different color levels. It does, it'll go in, different fun things. So if you're ever looking for stuff, that's on my site. But that's a really good light. It's fun. And I'll set it back there. And she's off. So we will go to the what's your favorite print of all time? I think is the next question we need to answer.
Favorite print?
So for me, it changes. But now I will say the one that satisfies me of any print I've ever done, it was actually my very first box spring print. And it's his bow box. Love that bow box. That is such a good print. It's fun. People are just so fascinated by it. It's something that's really, really easy to show. And then right now, my favorite print is between the fractal tree and I'm working my lamp. So
that lamp is great.
It is. It's awesome. That's mine. Courtney's setting up think.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking. I don't know. I can't get to it. And it is my favorite of all time. And it happens to be a clock spring, but it's in a bin right now. And it was because when I had our first printer, I just had no patience for waiting for it to be finished. I mean, I was getting up in the middle of the night. At 1:30, I would get up because I knew the print was done so that I could start another print. And I just wanted things to be printed, but I had a really hard time waiting. So I kept looking for prints that were like 2 hours or less. And
Right.
that's really hard to get anything, interesting because you're not giving the printer enough time. I also had issues. It was not as reliable a printer. And so I didn't trust it to go for too many hours when I wasn't around. So the longest I had ever printed anything, it was over a day, it was like 42 hours, was I can't even remember the name. It's a dice roller of clock springs, and it looks like the kind of thing that it's a mini version of what you would have at the tumbler for bingo goes around, except for it fits on a Prusa Mini, and you put the dice in the top and you go broom, broom, and it just mixes them up and they roll out at the bottom. But it was the longest print I had ever done. But the reason, and it's in this gorgeous, I love Paramount 3D filament. I mean, I try not to play favorites too much, but Paramount 3D, it just prints beautifully all the time. And their colors are different and they have nice names. Just different hues. But it was this gorgeous, I don't know, steel blue. And I'm in the office, which is that way, and I hear a noise. What is that noise? And the internal structure inside had come off the build plate.
Wow.
So I paused the print, and we were like 38 hours of 42 hours in, not that many hours.
Wow.
And so I held it down, and you couldn't really get in there. So with tweezers and stuff, I am in there with cello tape, Scotch tape,
Right.
trying to bridge to, because everything below it didn't matter. And I must have put like 40 pieces of tape down it. And I thought I got it going, and I started back, and it finished fine. And even when it finished, I couldn't get some of the tape. It took a long time to get out, but it's just because that was a victory in pushing past a long print time. And it's a pretty model, but also I saved it. What about you guys?
Oh, it's the Dice-O-Matic geared dice roller. I have it on my screen if you want to know it.
Hold on. Is that why the names aren't on the spools? Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Oh my goodness. Okay. That makes so much sense. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, because they've got like McLaren orange and Homer Simpson. Somebody said, "Do you know of a Homer Simpson's yellow?" And I'm like, "Why, yes, I do. If you go to Paramount 3D, they have one called Homer Simpson's yellow, and they do Pantone color matching. So yeah."
Right.
Oh, I have done glue and a paintbrush. Yes, indeed, I have. I did that yesterday. I did hold on, these little. If I can find I'm not really good with makeup.
There's the dice tower, everybody.
Oh, is it? Wait, where? Oh, you're showing something? That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then let me make you big. I'm going to big you up. Hold on. Yeah, that's it. And that's the top. Yeah. And it prints on its side.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, that's something that it is exact. When you tip it up, that's it. It's done. Clock Spring has gotten now more into doing things that they transform when you pick them up.
Gotcha.
But you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, these little things, these are eyeliner. Let me see if I can get up here. It is, ooh, I don't know if I can get it. It's
there you go.
It's a protector, right? A very, very tiny little brush. And if something is lifted, I will like jam as much magic goo, or I'll put a big old pile of glue stick on this, and I'll shove it up under there, and then let me tell you, I mean, this is like saving your print surgery.
Yeah.
We should do what's in that drawer. What's in your drawer? So this is from oopsie. This is from PP Print. And when you take that rubbery thing and you add it to the bill plate, this is really heavy, and you roll it down to make sure you get all the bubbles out. This is a fabulous tool. So yesterday I got some glue and I shoved it under there, and this comes in a set of a couple different sizes. And I heard about this from Chuck Hellebach, because he has a 3D printer like starters kit, and
Right.
and I don't it paint something, but some of these come in really nice, and so I'm shoving under and pushing it down. Smallest print. Okay, I'm so glad you guys are agreeing on Paramount. Paramount seems to do no advertising. Paramount and Atomic Filament, you never hear anything about them. Great stuff. Smallest print I've ever done. Ooh.
I think I've got my smallest print right here.
I mean, I've done 1 minute prints. I did a 1 minute print yesterday, and then my daughter was like, "Nah, I don't think that'll help, Mom."
That's my smallest print.
Okay, it's a squiggle. What is it?
So I'm working on a pistol from Babylon 5, and that's an insignia that goes on the side of the pistol, and that's a number 5 for the 5 series. So that's my smallest print ever.
"96 hours I got, 95% infill I got, but a sloth Buddha? Do those
Sloth Buddha.
I know. I'm trying to imagine that. What? Peter, you're totally hired. You've got all these great questions. I love this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, sloth. I'm just looking up that. It doesn't.
I'm
really
looking at it too.
Oh, wait,
No,
Grandma,
there. I think
I want to tell you guys, because we're the secret crew here, that it surprises me when we put a video out and we'll say, "Oh, the model is the no by so and so, available on printables." So you've got a couple pieces of information there, and if you can't understand it, you can actually like play it again because they loop, or you can look at the description. But people will be like, "Where's the STL?" And I'm like, I Google search the thing sloth.
you know, I've got one, but it's too small of an image for me to show.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, I'll go over here.
All right.
Maybe. You know me. Let's see if I can do it.
I'll be small again.
Okay. Here we go. Well, you get to be okay. So, whoa, I recognize that now. It totally makes sense. Friendly Buddha, sloth figure. 96 hours. Wait, okay, if it was 96 hours, was it
blow it up?
Oh, should I blow it up? Unless this is about
No, I'm saying did they blow it up to print it?
That's really pretty. Okay, so you know what, DBR, we were like, actually, we have the paid version because we just signed up for this today, and we have the paid version, and we should be more than 720p because if you have the paid version, but
well, the second level paid version. The second level paid version lets you go to 1080. Right now we're on the 7.
Oh, we're only a 720 because that's all we have.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. This is all we have.
Yeah.
You know what?
This is our first test. We may upgrade later.
How much is the price to go to the 1080?
So for let me look.
Oh, so let me tell you this.
If
you're interested in using Restream, and there's a free version and it's fine, but the paid version, if you want to, it's something like if you pay for a year, it's $190. But if you refer somebody, you get $10 off. Well, I wasn't even thinking about that because I said to my husband, "Hey, we need to test this. Just go create an account real fast." And so then when I was like, "Well, we need to pay for it," I was like, "How do I get $10? Oh, you got us. So you just need, like, I don't know, 5 friends.
So the standard version is $16 a month or $190 a year. And the professional version, which would take us up to 1080p, is $41 a month or $490 a year. So, yeah,
Pass. Yeah.
I'm not ready to pay $490
No,
for it yet.
no, I agree. Yeah, but I mean, you should be able to be. You and I did something is up because JC and I tested this yesterday. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There's an
Yeah,
Alexa. I'll turn
uh-oh.
it off. But yeah, JC, you and I tested this earlier today. Today?
Yesterday. So we
This
tested
is
it
gonna
yesterday
be
and it was doing pretty good. But then tonight, for some reason, we just started
well,
having
yeah,
some
and
issues.
you were saying that you thought our connection here probably would be more robust
Yeah,
and than yours. And so we were doing the hosting, but yesterday when we did it, you hosted and I joined
right.
yours, and neither of us looked fuzzy. And then we did it the
Yeah.
opposite direction, and neither of us looked fuzzy.
So
So
see, we'll figure it out. Ooh, scaled up 2,000%. That explains it. That Buddha scaled up to 2,000%. That would do it. Uh-oh. Somebody get dinner or
look at a
something
hot
special.
dog.
550 grams. It's awesome.
Okay, so yeah, I was gonna say that 96 hours with 550 grams. I'm trying to remember whose model this is. Shoot, is this McGybeer? Whose is this? This is cute. I should know this.
Can't remember.
I think it might. No, it might not be. I don't remember, but this is really cute. It looks like it's a multicolor model. Right here.
Yeah, I
Right,
remember
this
that one.
little ladybug. I think it's McGybeer. Maybe it's not, but it's actually just a single print, and those are just little tiny. These are like you made me think of it because like and then you print these little guys and they go on top, and then underneath he has little legs that come out.
That's cute.
Right? It's really cute. Gosh, I should know whose it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it under MacGyver stuff.
Okay, it's not MacGyver. Oh, whose is this? Shucks. Well, anyway, but this is okay. So we're not supposed to say what our favorite filament is, but I mean, I'm not. I have some favorite brands.
I will.
No, I mean, I have a favorite filament. I have two favorite filaments.
Yeah.
And you know what they are, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I do.
What are your favorite?
I mean, my very ultimate best favorite one you introduced me to is called Blood of My Enemies. It's a wonderful filament, full color, printed nicely. Just that's like my all-time favorite. And then as far as company goes, my all-time favorite company is Protobasta. I love their stuff. Their colors. I haven't had anything from them print badly. I've just had nothing but success. And then Filamentum is a second, very, very close second.
So we worked with Protopasta last year, and it was wonderful working with them. These guys are just like the nicest people to work for, and their filament is more expensive, and they know that, but they also are. I mean, they're paying their employees living wages, and they are trying to have good quality materials, and so they understand that. In fact, when I asked them something about when they got started, they loved Filamentum and they wanted to do similar to what Filamentum had done. But what they do that is really hard, and I wanted to do a long video about it. The awareness, but the lack of awareness. Wait, hold on. I missed what Mark said. Love the channel, but the lack of awareness just turned me off.
I don't know.
Okay, Mark. Okay. Well, if I missed a message, I'll scroll up a minute. One of the things that I learned when I went there, and I didn't have a good understanding, was that most companies, well, I could have a Filament Stories line now. I wouldn't produce it. I would go to a company and say, can you produce it? Here are the colors that I want. And they would probably give me some choices. One of the big houses that make them. Or if I wanted to make the filament myself, most commonly what happens is you get the resin, what you can get a Gaylord, which is this massive amount of resin, and you get a production line, and then you're going to order the colorant. And that colorant is usually in the form of master batch. And it looks like, actually, you had it over here just a little bit ago. You put it on the site. Let me bring back over here. Not there. How about here? Let's go here.
Echo is hoarding protopasta.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I agree. It's easy to hoard. Okay, so this is what the resin looks like, and that is pretty much what it looks like because the way it's produced, it's in these balls. It's not produced in the same process that like we extrude, but what companies will do to make master batch, if you notice that this down here looks like very finely chopped filament. And so in this, what a company has done is they have added PLA and probably the pigment. And the pigment is so incredibly intense, powerful, that even in this master batch, which as you guys, if you've ever seen filament being made, you only have like, you see a few spots of color and then the whole thing. Same with injection molding, right? You're like, we're
Right.
gonna, there's a couple spots of, woo, that came out really orange. So most companies are having oops, hold on. And make it back over here, and I'll make it here. I'm getting better at it, JC. I haven't turned my volume off in a while, or left it on. But protopasta, and they said we are maybe we weren't that smart when we went about it, but we just started from scratch. And so they have a lot more control because instead of having the whatever blue it is that makes the burnt titanium and having that master batch and you use that and that's it, and maybe you could add a little more or less, they have their master batches. They create their own master batches, and they might have, and actually in there, if they ever do it again, they have the protopasta experience. And I think it's not expensive, like $150. And within that, you go and you see how how their filament is made during the day, and then you get to make your own spool of filament. And depending, it might even spool like 1 or 2 spools because of how it spools out. But you get to see the whole process. But you'll see their blue, for instance, they have a 0.025%, and then a 0.5%, 1%, 5%. And so it goes up. So you can have really dense blue or very light blue. And that gives them the ability to make these recipes and why their filament looks different.
Gotcha.
They're also crazy about doing everything themselves. Okay, I'm sorry.
You're
favorite
fine.
favorite color of
color.
filament.
Mine is whatever I'm working on at the time.
Yeah, mine is rainbow.
Blood of Your Enemies is my,
Blood of My Enemies. We had the best time. Clock Spring. I did not know that Blood of My Enemies had come out, but Clock Spring's daughter had seen it, and she was like, "Why do we not have this filament? We need this filament." And he said, "We need this filament. Obviously, we need this filament." Now they're he's in Brisbane, and so he paid as much as the spool cost to get it to him, because shipping is just expensive. And then protopasta filament on top of that is already twice as expensive as some filaments. So it was kind of like paying 4 times the amount. So that spool he had was very, very hoarded. I'm not sure he's even finished it to this day, but it was great. I was like, well, if you're getting it, I'm getting it. Okay, so the protopasta, I know. The hoarding it. I have a bunch, and I'm like, is this protopasta worthy? Oh, the locking heart box. Oh, that would be good. And I put up a video, and I see Peter has a question too, but I put up a video of the new Blood of My Enemies, and so I said it's even bloodier, and because it's slightly darker, but I just happened to talk to Alex later, and he said, I saw that video, and he said, that's not really what the plan was. And when we were up there working with them, not this November, two November, Decembers ago, their supplier for the red pigment was no longer making that particular pigment, or whatever it was, they were unable to get it. And so he said, you would not believe what percentage of your filaments have red in them. And so every single filament that had red, they had to go back through and try to get with new pigment it to match as close as possible. And he said, I think it was a cross match. You had an old spool. I said, yeah, I did. All right. Peter says, do I have a favorite color of filament? Oh, I mean, in general, a favorite color in general, where I say I like purple filament more than yellow filament. That's a really hard one. I don't know that I have a good answer to that. I do have a bunch of, like, I can see in my film, I can see Paramount. I can just see it. It just has a look. The Protobasta has a look, but it also, the spools have a standout. I don't know that. I mean, I would say rainbow for sure, which is not a color. That's but when I realized how many rainbows I had, that's something I want to do. Is I
I
want
know,
to
right?
like see if because it looks, after a while, you're like, there's got to be duplication, but there are so many different ones. All right,
Well,
so
and I
I
would think
just
it would be really, really hard to tell duplications just because of the way it's spooled, and just so many variations. I don't know. It just seems
I
like that'd be
did
tough.
have I had, and I knew it. I had a company that sent me a spool, and wanted, they anyway, we negotiated with them, and they said, we'll send you the spools, and they sent it to us, and it was a pet G, and it was a rainbow, and we had an issue with it, and I had it printed a second time, and I didn't run out, but I needed to splice in. Anyway, I pulled another brand, the exact same pet G film. It was identical. And so I just brought in the other company and completed the print job, and it's the same. I need to cut this open. This is CC3D, and it is one of the, I love the name. This is CC3D's Fast Change Silk Rainbow.
Well, there you go. That's straightforward. This is what it is.
Rainbow one. Stupid question. No. How can you increase the size of walls in basement?
Nice.
Oh, yeah. No. Let me see. No, you
You can
can do
actually
that.
increase
Do
your
you have a
not.
slicer up?
I don't have a slicer up, and
Let me
they
find a
couldn't read my
slicer.
slicer anyway. I just looked at the YouTube
Oh, yeah,
feed, and
you
that
can't
looked
read my
horrible.
slicer. I am on my alternate laptop, otherwise known as the old laptop. So give me a second.
You can increase the width. That's what she's going to show you to do. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
what I'm going to
There
do.
you
Give
go,
me a
Critter
second
42. That's
to
the one.
begin.
And so she'll step into. You can go in Prusa Slicer and bring it
Yeah,
up
I'll
and
do
kind of
Bruce's
show.
slicer, but you can
Okay.
do it. I can pull it up in Colts. I just
Cura.
tabbed over.
What are the majority of people here using? Y'all using Prusa Slicer or Cura?
Yeah, I'll pull up either one.
Yeah. Give us a quick type.
Yeah,
Type
yeah.
in Cura or Prusa, which one you're using. I'm asking them. Just be interesting to see. One vote for Cura from the hemp doctor.
Oh, I
Cura.
need to do something. Okay, hold on.
I think everything's coming up Cura. We do have someone playing with Prusa.
Okay,
Cura.
so let's open Cura.
Yeah.
I have an old version of Cura on this machine.
Yeah. So it'll translate. She'll show you Cura, but it'll translate over to Prusa.
It works either way. Yeah.
But just the wording in the slicers is different, so they call it a little bit differently. Voxel maker. Yep. Yeah, 0.8 millimeter nozzle will help. Courtney's got one. What's that favorite vase? The one that's sitting back there in the corner. You did that with like a 1.2
this one?
nozzle. Oh,
No,
yeah,
this
look
is
at
0.
this vase.
This is a 0. Oopsie. Yeah, this is a 0.4 millimeter, and I think I made it 1 millimeter. I think maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So
it's
that's
not.
with I thought you did that with larger nozzle,
I
but
think
then
you're
you
right.
really pressed it.
I think you're right. You know why? Because this is the Cobra Max. So this was the 0.6 millimeter nozzle. Well, you know what? I think what we should do. Somebody asked once if I use the stuff back here. I'm like, oh my goodness, I use it constantly. If I can. Hold on, it's squiggled.
I've played with Super Slicer a little bit too. Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
in
I
the
like
process
Super
of
Slicer.
building Voron, so I will probably try Super Slicer a little more. Of course, it shouldn't be too much of a difference between it and Prusa.
Oh,
I have
so
not gone
yeah,
to
so
alpha
this was
yet. So sorry,
this
go ahead.
is a 1.2 millimeter wide, which means it was a 0.8 millimeter nozzle. But so I love Vase Mode and Lost in Tech, which he does not have that many people, but Lost in Tech, when I found his channel, I was like, this stuff is great. He does deep dives on stuff, really interesting deep dives, and every single video of his, I learn something,
Yeah.
and he explains it really clearly. Like he'll even use like Play-Doh to explain something, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Well, he did a 2-video series on nozzle sizes, didn't he? And how to press a ton of filament through it. It was really good. iPad doesn't know all my printing words yet. I know. I don't think the iPad really learns them all.
making a face at her. I'm making. Let me see what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm seeing
So
what's going
while
on.
she's pulling that up, we'll keep talking. So favorite filament dryer. Now I have the EIBOS, whatever it is.
IBOS, yeah.
IBOS, whatever, however we're pronouncing words nowadays. I have that one. That one's done well. I've actually used that one. I used the Sunlu for a while and ended up giving that away. And then I dehydrate stuff like different things from my garden. I actually fixed a dehydrator to be a dehydrator for my filament, but I've really enjoyed the IBOS. It's been really, really good. And I've got the two. Only thing I would say on that, the complaints that I've heard just from anonymous people would be the filament. When it's sticking out, you have 2 rolls in it. If you're using it to print, you can't change rolls while another printer's printing. So that's the only complaint I've heard about it. But otherwise, it does really good. Right, Courtney?
Yes,
Oh, you're trying to get to your
indeed.
screen.
No, I'm trying to.
Yeah, put your screen up.
No, Ultimate Maker
Let's
Cure is not
see. So we've got a lot
loading.
of Cure people, so we're pulling that up. Just kind of going through to see what
Actually, I can't do it from here. What is going on, people?
Yep.
With the hold, please. Yeah, so I love the IBOS. I'm trying to think, is there a way I can show JC, we were running this. I can't actually show, well, I mean, I can move it. I can bring the IBOS over. I have 4. Companies just happened to contact me at the same time, and so maybe we need to bring them up.
Yeah. So
You know what? My
DVR,
camera is not loading. I apologize. I'm going to show this on Prusa Slicer right now. I mean, I'm having to
Okay.
terminate I'm going to reboot. So let me just show this on Prusa Slicer, and
Yeah, you go ahead.
it's the same. Okay, so
Yeah, so DVR, what I would say, so I use the Sunlu. When I used the Sunlu, I didn't feel like it had enough air circulation. That was my main complaint on the Sunlu. I felt like the base of my filament, when I pulled it out, was hotter than the top, which I know it's what was close to the heating element, but there just seemed to be a big difference between the top and the bottom. But with the IBOS, there's fans in there, there's plenty of room. It circulates the air really well. It's got a good kind of air intake type system. So that's what I really like about the IBOS. It just seemed to be a little more consistent. So now that's based on just my experience with those 2. Courtney, like she said, she's messed with several different ones, and she's gotten frustrated with them from time to time and made that face.
Something is up with this laptop because
Okay.
everything is crashing. I'm going to reboot it. Am I doing that? All right. So let me show 2 things. Oops.
So Jasmine, as far as length of drying, and you can look online and find it, but like PLA at probably 40. Most people say PLA at 40 for about 4 hours. Here you go. That's the one I have right there. And that's the one she has. You going to bring them all?
I'm going to bring them all. Of course I am.
I'm just asking. Just asking.
Well, I mean, I've been meaning to do a video on it.
Oh, I know. And so Yeah, so you can look it up online, but different ones have different length of time at different temperatures. For me, most of my PLA does really well at 40. You can go on up to 50 depending on the dryer for about 4 hours, and it does really well for me. You know what companies work with smaller YouTube, TikTok? So, Wavy Wolfgang. I think that's about to change. I think a lot of the companies are going to start looking at smaller creators. I think you need to probably get up close to 10,000 before things start happening for you right now. I've been doing a lot of research. Now, I'm not there. I'm not at 10,000 yet on any of my platforms. Courtney's way up at the top of a lot of the stuff he's doing. But from all the stuff that I've been reading and looking at, I think some things are about to change. If you're talking to other companies, if you're reaching out to them, you need to make sure that you are giving examples of what you would do if you had their product, and you need to make sure that it's good quality so that when they look at it, they will say, hey, that's good stuff. Let's get videos out there. And they'll want to get that video and circulate it and everything. And so you want to make sure that you're getting good examples out there, and you want to show off some of your products, some of the stuff that you buy, just as if somebody had given it to you. If you show it with enthusiasm, if you're honest about your takes on the products, everything, and you're trying to find the positives, but you're listing negatives and stuff that you found, a company will respect that and will look more at you. And you want to go to them with a plan. So if you step in the door, you don't want to go, hey, I'll show off your filament if blah. You want to come in and say, I'll do two things. I'm going to print this with it. This is what's going to happen. Here's what I'm going to talk about. These are the channels it's going to go on. I'll do a lot, and come with a plan and lay it out, and they'll be more likely to do that. I actually spend more conversation with companies in, okay, what's the plan? And so if you step in the door with a plan, they're more likely to do that. Now, I'm not promising you anything or saying that they definitely will, but as small creators, you just have to, you have to work it and show and prove what you can do. It's like I started 3DF, taking their photos and all of that. They were my very first product photography company that I worked with. But I started using that stuff and throwing it out there and explaining, yeah, this is my process. This is how I do it. This is the quality I present. Da 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 da. And I've gotten some other bites from some other companies. So that would be what I would suggest. The best way to go about it. It's hit and miss. Different people are different. I know that's a horrible way to say, but there's some creators. I know some creators who do silly dances, and in 2 months they get thousands of followers. I know some people come in and do silly dances and they get nothing. So I don't know if it's a luck of the draw. I don't know if it's the algorithm. I don't know if it's that X factor that people have. Some people just have it. You just have to push, be consistent in your postings. I post 3 times a week. Courtney posts every day.
Well,
And
no, we take a break sometimes now.
Yeah, well, but
it used to be we did every day.
Most of the time, I know creators who post 5 and 7 times a day. Some of them have really great followings, some of them don't. And they're working themselves to death. And so you just have to find a place where you're comfortable with it. I don't think anybody truly knows what the trick is, but just be consistent, move forward, and that's all you can do. Yeah, Courtney does really well at her videos.
No, I'm telling you, the last one you did, I was just like, I watched it 3 times. It was so funny. Maybe my wife will let me buy another computer. Where's my guinea pig?
I know. So best pet rainbow. Best pet rainbow.
Hey, wait, excuse me.
You're fist bumping? Okay.
We've just negotiated a deal. It's been a good deal. So he said, I have an offer. Because sodas or certain things they have to ask permission to have. He said, I bring you a guinea pig and you let me have one of those new vanilla cream sodas you got at the store. And I was like, I got them because I wanted him. I was like, back in the olden days So I wanted him to try that. Okay, so this is the IBOS, which you were talking about. It has, and I don't have it plugged in, but it's pretty simple to operate. You turn it on, you can tell it how long you want it to go and what temperature you want it to go. Oh yeah, Strong Hero 3D. Yes, I
They're
know.
talking about rainbow pet Gs. What's the best rainbow pet G?
So originally I hadn't seen that many rainbow pet Gs.
There's been a lot of them.
I've seen multiple now, and there's rainbow translucent and then rainbow not so translucent. Amelin and Locky Fins have one that looks very similar.
Yeah.
Mm.
I tell you, and I know I worked for them
Flashback
a
to
while,
earlier in this call. Wait, what?
the 3DF Pet G Rainbow, I was very impressed. Like their
Really?
ABS and their Pet G rainbows are amazing.
Well, that's what surprised me because, okay, the way back in time when the whole 3DF thing started, where I unspooled a spool of filament,
Uh-huh.
I was like, wow, this looks really nice, and I was like, oh, well, that's the prettiest color they had was the ABS.
Oh,
And
their
I like that
ABS,
ABS.
their ABSs are great. One of the prints that I have on my shelf is their ABS rainbow print. And I don't even know if that's on my camera in my room. I might be able to show that. Let's see. Let's look, see if we can see it. Nope, I don't see it.
Oh, look,
That's my production
it's
room. But no,
the
I don't see
fluffy
it.
thing. The fluffy thing. Remember?
Oh,
the mic?
off your mic.
No, because that would have been if I had it, here, but I have the lavalier. Okay.
You're inside.
So this is, I'm sorry, let me do a couple. I'm still missing one.
You're
one.
good.
Hold on.
You're good. All right, so she's pulling them all together. So you'll learn more about that. But yeah, Wavy Wolfgang, thanks for watching her videos. She works really hard on them. Her and her husband are a great team. They do a really good job at putting everything together, and being in the room and watching them shoot is kind of fun. So, all right, let's see if I missed any other questions. Keep the questions in, and I'll keep answering them while she's doing her thing.
Can you come? You can bring him back, get him home in a little bit. And
there
wait,
we
Dad
go.
said you can't have one.
Oh, all right. I'm out.
Aw.
Guinea pigs here.
Aw,
Nobody cares
okay,
about
well,
me
here.
anymore. The guinea pigs here.
You didn't bring me food or a guinea pig potty. You didn't bring me food or a guinea pig potty. Thank you. Aren't you sweet? Okay. Okay, so now let's talk about, I'll try not to cook you. So this is the one you were talking about, the IBOS, and this is the
Yes.
2-factor one. It's really easy to use. You turn on. The nice thing about it is it has airflow, and the airflow comes from underneath. There is not like some of these others. Let me show you the Sunloo. Don't dive to your death. This is Kicks down here. So the Sunloo one has these metal hot areas, right? And so the nice advantage of the Sunloo is that it has it on the bottom and the top. So it's going to heat it equally, ideally, which is where I put a video out. I had a filament spool from 3D Jake change color because these are TPUs in here, or a nylon and TPU. And yeah, but I just had it sit there. And so it's hot underneath because I was not printing from here. It just didn't roll. And so it changed colors, but.
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't had that issue.
Well, and it may have just been that bit from 3D Jake. So one of the things that, and these are just sort of flopping in here, I find this is great. And if all I want to do is take one out, switch from here to another one and put it back on, that's fine. But if you are printing and you're printing from the reverse Bowden,
right,
this is a nightmare.
Yeah,
because
I can imagine.
Or even if you're not printing and it's connected to a printer because you're like, oh, I gotta get under, and so that's the only thing that's frustrating about this. I like that you can see it. It does a great job. It's actually reasonably quiet. So let me talk about.
Yeah.
So this is the bigger IBOS. This one is, what is this one? $225. This one's more.
It was a little bit more. That's about 180, I think, is what it is now.
Is it 180? Okay, 180.
So that Sunloo is different than the one I had. I had the white Sunloo that didn't have the heat strips at the top. And so mine was getting a lot hotter at the base. That's one of the reasons I went to the IBOS, is because I felt like it had better air circulation. But that's interesting about the discoloration. I haven't had that issue.
So the advantage of that, yeah, I've never seen it. I put a video. I'm like, guys, watch this, because what you're doing is you're putting a lot of heat, and you're putting a lot of heat in one. It's heavily on one side. Okay, so now this is the IBOS's younger child or lower end child, and I bought this one and actually put a video up on it because I saw Andrew sink and he had it, and he said, look, this thing is great, right? It has a hygrometer, so you know what the temperature is. You have one knob, that's it. It's that easy. And you turn it to what you want, and you can look at, they have a sheet to tell you what, but you basically, it says you TPU here, PLA here, and so you just turn it, and that's it. And it just runs. It doesn't have any controls that says once it gets to a certain humidity level stop. It just keeps going. The other one turns on and off. Right, the bigger one.
Yeah, it just turns on.
So here is a flaw, not flaw. Here is a lack of functionality on it. That big IBOS, you can put a super wide filament spool in there, no problem. But the Sunlu one, excuse me, hello, I'm going to move you over here. Thank you. Okay, this one, if you have it a little too wide, it won't go. This one is pretty good about width, and this one is the snail dryer.
Right.
And this is Airy Ones. So these three are in the similar price range, maybe, a little bit more or less. The original one that's still being sold, and I don't think, and it's under Sunlu and a bunch of other companies' names. Don't buy this if you see
That's
this
the one I had. That's the one I had.
It's just very inaccurate in temperature, and anyway, it does something, but the question is how much. Okay, so the advantage to this one here over these two is it's actually blowing air. It's circulating air, whereas these two are just heating. But this one had a limitation that you could only get spools of a certain width. Except when I was talking to them, they said, "Oh, we have an STL." I don't know if you can tell that this.
Oh,
Hello. How are you doing? Yeah, so this piece right here that's added on is 3D printed. However, you need a big bill plate. Yeah, I could. The only printer I had that this would print on was my 3D Max. I mean, my what?
I was telling the guinea pig to walk in.
Come on, scooch on in there. Why did he not bring me any food for you? You need food. You need food to be in. So this is Kix. He is much more skittish than Cheerio, and Cheerio is the dominant. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong spot. Okay, hold on, child. Hold on, I'm in the wrong spot. I got too many filament dryers here. So yeah, he is just not as confident, and guinea pigs have a pack mentality. So they have a leader, and Cheerio, who you've seen, he is the leader. He's gonna peep. So he's much happier when he's with Cheerio because he knows that his pack leader is taking care of them. But when they were, and I didn't show this on her, when they were, I could show you guys, but it was horrific. It made me so upset. My daughter said, "Mom, he's got a big bump on his shoulder." And sure enough, as they were going through the maturity process of who's going to be the leader, they spar. My son was like, "They're having sex, Mom." And I'm like, "No, this is just determining who's going to be the leader." But he got nicked, and he had a bad abscess, and we had to have it removed surgically.
He looks a lot better.
And they cyanoacrylated. They crazy glued his little side together. It was on the other side, and it looked awful. And we had to separate the two of them for 10 days so that it didn't get, picked on by the other one. And this poor little guy, the only thing that made him feel safe was being with his brother. So I had the two little cages side by side, and they were okay. But now you guys get along fine. Unless someone's trying to eat the other person's carrot.
That's true. Very true. Okay. Very true.
All right, I'm putting you down. There we go. All right. So yeah, so this one I think even though it's not very exciting looking, I really like it because if you have wide spools, it works really well with the wide spools. You turn it on, you don't have to. This does equate to certain temperature, but and then it rotates the air right now.
Chewing on wires. Chewing on wires.
No chewing on the wires. Thank you. Of the snail dryer. The snail dryer is actually pretty slimline. It works. This is a really simple dryer. So you turn it on and you can press it, and you say one press is for PLA. You go press for TPU, and I think 3 presses. I forgot what that is. It's basically 3 temperature things. It's easy. It works well. It's small, so the air can kind of flow around in there. Anyway, and of course you can print from. This price point wise is a really nice price point. So I like this one because it's
We just
facing
hit
you.
2 hours.
And we did. You can see the hygrometer, and you can print from it. This is really nice, and it drives me nuts. So here is the Sunlu one. And the Sunlu has this nice display. I don't have it plugged in, but you double click and it gives you all this information. It's a lot more information than you really need, but it's all this information. But I want it to be printing towards my printers. Invariably, it doesn't matter, right? It's always going to be back here. It's going to be to the side or to the back. And you're like, I can't see what it says. So just the positioning of that, while they did get a bigger screen. I think either of these would be fine. I think both of these do a fine job.
Okay.
I have to get my FLIR out and do it, but I like the IBOS.
So you would chew those. Oh, so which one would you if you had to buy one? Which one would you choose?
So this one I use all the time. I keep this one out, and if I have a filament that I think I need to just want to make sure, because when I print something and we don't have much of a temperature problem here, a humidity problem, but I want to make sure that I am printing a filament and it's in its best state, and so drying, when you're drying a filament, you're not drying it all the way to the core. You're sort of drying the exterior stuff. But I do try to dry it if I'm concerned, if I get any indication, like little wispies and stuff. Right. But this one sits out and I use this, and this is just easy to use. The other thing is this one just, I think, the other one just keeps going. It just goes. And then this one has a fixed amount of time it goes, whereas this one you can tell it how long. Yeah. So this one I keep out, and then I keep the other IBOS over there, and I use that one to print from.
Cool. Okay.
That was long. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's been
That's
2 hours. Yeah, we've been talking for 2 hours.
Yeah, we're at 2 hours and almost.
I haven't finished my beer.
I know, right? I know. Any other questions, guys? We can keep going. I know we were supposed to head over to TikTok at some point in time. We're probably not going to make that tonight. I know Courtney has guinea pig duties and other things going on, but if you have any other questions, get them in. The CR30, somebody was talking about the CR30. That's a neat machine. I've never messed with one. I do want to mess with one at some point in time. The belt printers really fascinate me, especially for like cosplay, for long stuff, or manufacturing a lot of something. I just want to mess with them because I want to see the quality. And printing at the 45-degree angle is really interesting. Or I guess it's probably more of a 50-degree angle. I can't remember. But Courtney is snacking. I'm still working on my gummy bears.
Dinner arrived.
Gummy bears. I know. I saw that. Base mode.
The base mode thing.
We talked about that. So 0.8 nozzle. Do you have your slicer up?
Yeah, let me see. I'm glad you said something because look at there. There's a slicer. Okay.
Yeah, spool to cooled on the go. Was that in a car or something? I've seen some guys with different printers. They mounted on their back like backpacks and would walk around. There's a lot of interesting stuff. There's one guy who travels around all of the Rep Rat festivals and has a backpack printer. I can't remember his name right now. Favorite subscriptions for Filament? There's not many, but if you go to Filament Stories and you go to the Filament companies list, you can actually choose subscribe, and it will show you all the subscriptions that we know about. There's a new one there. You could take us there, but get that slicer open.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Woohoo.
Okay. And I don't know what was going on. Okay, yes. So if you go to filamentstories.com, there's just this filament companies, and I would love to say there were more than this, but we're trying to keep this pretty simple. And so the type under here, you can just say subscriptions, and it'll give you all of them that we know of. I'm sure there are more than this.
Yeah. Now, if you
And
just choose that type, it'll show you all the subscriptions we have. But if you choose location on top of that, it'll show you the country. That's so choose like America. It'll show you just
North
the American or
America.
North American. So there's most
Yeah.
of them are here in the States or in North America.
No.
Oh, it's a good number somewhere.
Yeah. So we've got some other things that we're trying to do, which is, here we go. There are a lot of resellers and stuff. We're trying to work on this database. We want it to be useful information because it's really interesting to say, oh, here is company so-and-so, but is it a resource to be able to find and buy filament? So, okay, so
Right.
here we've got, I just have to tell something. I don't even know what this is. It's a little screw thing. I kept having it crash. And so I'm going to go over here to the print settings and say this face mode, which is actually not totally germane to what, oh, hello. Oh, thank you. Hold on.
Mom, you're eating on stream? If your mic's not going into it.
Of course not. That would be crazy.
Um,
Okay, hold please, and then we'll do this. Yeah,
Oh,
see? No. Oh, are we letting them get in it?
a strip
Okay.
diffuser.
So hold on, children.
Goobers.
Let's
Can you
see.
let me take the lid off and then you can climb in? There we go. Okay.
Jump over to Thingiverse and look at Spool to Cool and see what
Okay.
what they're talking about.
So let me go back over here to computer view. So this way now we have a Cheerio and a Kix. And I will see if I can get Cura started again. Let me kick that off just in case because I don't know what it was. So
Ohio.
if you go in this case to advanced, oh, sakes alive, get off the computer. Hello,
What?
sweet boy.
That is
Um, so in Prusa Slicer, under advanced, you have the extrusion widths. And if you notice that for a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, it's got a lot of pretty low. I will easily change that to 0.7 with no problem. I would probably under filament settings at 0.7, I would bump up the maximum by another 5% or 5 degrees. Or if you, sweetheart, I'm on a stream. Is there a chance you could just wait?
Teacher things where?
Right here, I have to glue them.
See, Carson.
Where are the cards? You sure have gotten the cards written by now?
I only have one written.
Okay, go. he wants the roses, but in the cards. Okay, so yeah, so I would have no problem bumping that. I printed with a 1 millimeter nozzle. How fast did I print? Oh no, yeah, I printed 11 millimeters wide. Now, I was moving at the craziest, slowest. I think I was moving at 3 millimeters per second. It was crazy.
Okay, I got you.
And when I showed it to Lost in Tech, he was like, "You did not," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I did." But yeah, you can. All you need to do is increase the temperature a little bit, or just slow down. But you can make it. Again, 0.7 millimeters with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle is easy. It can do that without usually much change.
Yeah.
Why
That
don't
is
you guys
cool.
come back so people can see you? Come here. Hello, small child. There
Wavy
he is.
Wolfgang, interesting idea. I'll have to think on that one. That's an interesting idea, though.
What?
Just talking about trying to find a way to help people reach high numbers on their TikToks and everything. Irony. Yes, our C maniac. That's funny.
No, it's so true. And he gets angry because he's like, I'm like, okay, I warned you about it being time for you to stop screens twice. There was an alarm set, and you went over, and now you're upset at me because I said, you know. And he's just a tween. He's 12. So a very sweet 12-year-old, in case he's listening in too. But yeah, so, okay, so wait, I'm looking at here. This is like Wavy Wolfgang, things to add. Oh, do you have planned to add an area where you can grow your following, like build each other's YouTubes and TikToks to try to help everyone get together? That would be a really great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, JC, you have a goal that is, because you have a live stream every Sunday night. I hopped in on your live stream time, and can you guys hear them making these squeaky noises?
Yep.
Okay. If it's annoying, I will move them away. This is a happy noise. They're very happy. They're like, someone brought me hay. I love hay. But yeah, you're interviewing people when they hit 2,000 followers on TikTok, which is great.
Yeah, so that was my first interview that I'll be doing with Shadow Inc. All my stuff is appearing backwards. Does it look backwards to you?
Oh. Oh, they can't see you because I didn't give you any screen time.
It's all good. Anyway, so Shadow Inc. 3D, she just hit 2,000 over on TikTok. And I feel like that's backwards for y'all. Is that backwards for y'all? Okay. Anyway, I'm not sure why. But yeah, so I'll be interviewing her on in a couple of weeks. And that's kind of a goal, is just to kind of start finding some of the newer creators. She's very unique in the way she's approaching Print Talk. And so I wanted to interview her and just kind of ask her some questions, see what her plans and thoughts were on everything. And then, I'll be moving on and working with other people. So if you see people who are really good creators that interest you, feel free to throw them out. I'm always looking. So yeah, I
like Wavy Wolfgang. It was 81. Yeah, I like that idea. I am in a group of content creators, and it's just been a really nice experience because everyone is trying to help everyone else, and no one is trying to we're not trying to claw past each other to the top. And so every now and then someone will say, hey, this is really neat. Here is a young child, and he has and he's doing this all by himself, and he's putting his videos up, and you go and watch it, and he's like this guy, and he's like 10, and he's telling you how to 3D print, and it was just really neat. And we were like, all go over, and we were like, and so it's really neat. But I like that. Everybody doing stuff to try to get, we're trying to make the pie bigger. Yeah. We're not trying to take a bigger piece of pie. We're just trying to make the pie bigger.
Right. Exactly. And RC Maniacs. Yeah. We just put the names on that page as they come in. And so if you have a shop and you want it on that 3D models page, send it. We'll be happy to put it up for you.
On the site, recommendations. 3D models.
And so we don't know how active they are. We don't know. We don't check anything like that. We just make sure they have products on it. And so if you, if you have a page or you know anybody who does, have them send them. We'll be happy to put them there. We're trying to get a bunch of shops up there as well.
Okay, thank you for telling me that, because he was really, so he has taken that down. I haven't even paid attention to that. Thank you very much. I'll pull that. You see that, like, Joel's not selling. Is it wrong? Is he just not doing the print farm anymore?
Joel is selling.
We've got 3D printing
on TikTok that he's selling all the time.
Well, the link we've got is just bad then.
Okay, I'll have to find it. I didn't realize we had a bad link. Sorry, I misunderstood that one.
Yeah, make it no, it's okay. Yeah, and if anybody has, so I don't sell models. I love giving them away. And also it's one of those things where if you like step over a line, then it's really easy to just not start, right? Selling. Why are you all complaining to each other? Let your brother have some hay. So yeah, and so it's just easier, and I enjoy finding places to share the models. But if anybody is selling and wants to be on this list,
I'm sorry, I misunderstood what
you were trying
to say. We will definitely get that going on.
Yes, Duramic. I don't have a lot of Duramic, or don't have a lot of experience with Duramic. Let me see here, which ones.
I'm with you on the link
I
now.
have
I see what
I
you're
have
talking
a
about now.
Yeah, I have a denim blue of theirs that I got. I was looking at when I got it. I got it because I was thinking I got it middle of last year. That's a really nice filament. It's just a PLA. But what do you think about Duramic?
I've never used Duramic.
Yeah. Their spools are a little well, hi the boss, Mr. Printer Dex. Yeah, we just realized that we have been here for 2 hours. Well, I mean, you've been paying attention. I haven't. It's like the stream goes by.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made in versus assembled in, I think that is an underlying question that I want to know more of. And because this is my personal thing, I like that. Yeah, assembled in or sold in the US or made in, because there is an awful lot of filament made outside of the US, made in China or other places, but a lot made in China that is sold here. And that was one of the things that we tried to do, is we tried to give everything a location. And it's tough because if I'm seeing it on, it's getting tight quarters here. But there are people like the American Filament, Made in America, Keene Village Plastics, right?
Yeah.
Paramount 3D, Green Gate. There are a lot of companies that make, there's a Protoposite in the US. And I'm sorry. Okay, you've been in. It's your brother has a turn. Come here. Let him have a turn. I will hold you. Yes, I know. Oh, wait. Actually, that's going to be really noisy because it's going to be right. Oh, that's not going to work. Here, sit in my lap. I forgot about that. Oh, are you? Oh, yay. Oh, wait, hold on. It's rolling fast. Well, we respool the filaments in the US. Now, you know what? That is very valid point, especially like if you ever get a spool of filament and you take it and you let go and it like flies off. That filament was produced in a big spool, and then they respooled it, just like you're saying. They respooled it onto smaller spools, potentially in the US. And so when it cools down after being originally manufactured, yeah, that's a big tell for that. I agree. I would like to know all about that, but I also am trying to, maybe we need to have like an insiders area. Oh, I'm going to need someone to separate these children, and I'm going to separate you right now. Here we go. This is my pay. Y'all fighting over the hay. I'm put the hay back here. But yeah, an insiders area. Oh, I'm so glad you're back. Can you come get these children? Thank you. They were fighting. Okay, bye-bye. Come back for the other one soon. Yeah, they one at a time. Thank you. When I was in 5th grade, I had it wasn't a guinea pig, but I dropped it on the school floor and it landed and it broke something and it died very shortly after, and I felt awful. So I'm like, I don't want them to suffer through that feeling of, where are you going? Hello, sweet boy, come back.
Joel telling Link it's fixed.
It's fixed. Okay, good. See, yeah, I would like to know. I would like an insiders area, because there are, like Joe, the filament librarian. Oh my gosh, he knows stuff about filament, and he'll say, "Oh well, when Inland changed their manufacturers, it was obvious because," and he'll know when Inland changed from whoever it was to, I think it's Sunloop or eSun now. So yeah, I would like to know on the back end, just to be aware. But what I hope that the website can be helpful for is someone who's not, I have a feeling you guys are, a lot of you all are fairly knowledgeable about 3D printing, but somebody who's new and wants to find filament. Or heck, I go there because I'm looking for stuff. I don't know, I'm torn. I want it to be a good resource, but I also don't want it to be too complicated. Wavy Wolfgang 81. I would be extremely excited too. I hope you love it. I really enjoy mine. I mean, I love the Prussias just because I think they're a very pleasant experience to print with. And I have the Cobra Max, and I've got some other little printers that are here and there. But yeah, the Bamboo is really, it's just a solid printer, and it does what it says it's going to do. That's what I mean. I don't know if anybody from Mosaic is on here, but I got the palette too. I was so excited about multiple color printing, and I worked with it, and I had a lot of issues with reliability, and I just would never print with it and let it go when I wasn't around because it wasn't going to make it. And I would be like, how are these people getting these palette prints? They're functional and I mean that are successful, because mine's not successful. And the Palette 3 came out, and it is much, much more reliable. But the Bamboo is just all in one package. It's to the more extreme. I hope you'll like it.
Cool.
Ooh, wait.
Hey, I'm thinking about buying one. I just want an IDEX.
Yeah.
You know me.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I love the Prussia. Oh, you read the Mosaic, the Riot Act? I mean, I feel bad. I have the Palette 3 sitting there. Oh, no, not on that computer. Who knows what you'll do? And the Palette 3, and I got some good prints with it. But yeah, and I also agree about there are red flags, especially. I mean, Joe Prussia said when we were I think we were at Formnext, and he had said, they're doing a great job. I don't remember his exact words, but they've made some progress. But it might look like things aren't happening on the back end, but they had to scale to like, what is it, 100,000 units a month or something?
Right. Yeah.
And that scaling is really hard. And being able to do that successfully. Why are you peeping, my little boy?
Yeah, the boss. I think we're all waiting for the XL1.
I know, because you were saying about an IDEX. Oh, that was probably
Right.
not a smart move.
To me, I like what the Bamboo's done. I like the AMS system. It's interesting. It seems to be the best at what it does. Do you need some help?
I don't. There's a concrete floor below me. Okay, come on this way. I really need. Yes, I need. Okay, wait. This was like a dumb move on my part. I know.
Can
honey,
someone
I
in the
know.
house come help? All right.
I put him up to try to console him and say, "You're okay without your brother." And then he was like, "I will climb on your shoulder." And I was like, "Concrete." Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I talked to them when I was at Formnext, and they've got some interesting materials that are coming out, but I'm really outside of the whole scope of the array and what they were doing there. But anyway, they seem to be doing. I was afraid, like the Bamboo came out, and I was like, well, this is the death knoll, for death toll for no, yeah. No, we need to go too. Thank you, guys. We'll be back next month. And I think, JC, we're going to figure out how to make you non-wiggly.
Yep.
And we also are going to figure out how to have a little more organization. So maybe we can have an agenda ahead of time. You are very squeaky.
Yep. And I will be every Sunday night at 8 p.m. I broadcast live. Courtney will come in at the last one of the month. And then I'll be doing some interviews. I've got a nice Voron that I'm going to be putting together this month.
There you go.
I know. So, just come and visit, come and hang out, like and follow us, do all the things, smash the buttons. Yeah. But thank y'all so much for being here tonight. It's been a really good night. It's always fun.
Yeah, thank you all. Oh, interesting about the 20 people. I'm not surprised. I wondered how many there were. But yeah, I know they worked hard. They worked hard. Cool. 5 to 7 years old. Whose stream is this? This is a great question. So I started the stream, but we're using Restream, which is interesting. And
apparently I didn't hit the button, so it's not streaming on mine. All of these are your streams. It's all good. It's okay.
Stream on yours?
So, but this is Courtney's stream. She's doing Facebook, Twitch, YouTube right now. And so
we thought you were using Restream. Had you hit the button, you would have been able to go to Facebook, Twitch and
YouTube for me, but
YouTube.
I
Oh, we
forgot to
would have
hit the
been
buttons
friends like that.
because of all the problems we were having. I didn't go back in and reset the buttons. So right now, this is Courtney's Filament Stories, and I'm JC with Asylum Life. And so you can find me everywhere Asylum Life makes, and she's Filament Stories everywhere. Well, that's good. You should
Well,
follow
yeah.
Courtney.
Yeah, Filament
Always.
Stories on, we're everywhere, like Instagram,
Everywhere.
TikTok, YouTube. So you can find it. Filament Stories with or without a space, it depends. But thank you all very much. And thank you all. Hey, I appreciate the advice too.
Definitely.
Because we are looking for some advice, especially with this website and the Filament database. It's been our company database. So thank you, Wavy Wolfgang 81 and 3D printer decks. Okay, you only watch stuff here? Yeah, I know I spend a lot of time here too. All right, JC, we're gonna get you unfuzzy for next month. That's our plan.
Okay.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night.